Excuse me, officer.
Yes, madam.
Do you know Windsor Road?
Windsor Road? Yes, I know Windsor Road very well.
Are you having trouble?
Oh, trouble, dear, dear. Here, can I use your telephone,
Yes,
Squire?
sure, of course. It's behind you there.
Right, so.
Can we have our ball back, please?
Your ball? I'm sick and tired of throwing this ball back to you. Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. And for the benefit of the people at home, may I say that in doing a show like this, we have an audience of 300 people who sit out there, and they laugh, or they don't laugh, and they enjoy the show. I'd also like to remind the people who are sitting there that there is no smoking allowed. They're not allowed to bring drink into the studio either. Ginger ale this week. I suppose what he gives to you one week, he'll take away the next. I'm asked, when I'm working on television, how I know which camera to look at. And all television cameras have, at the top of them, a little red light, which tells me that that's the camera to look at. And if I'm looking at that one, and the light goes to that one, I know because of the red light. And if it goes over to that one there, that one there. But there are times when you're doing that, that the director or the performer can either be a little bit ahead or behind one another. And it gets a bit in, because you're chatting, and it's over here, and good evening, and how are you? And you finish up looking like this. Actually, the only man in England who can work to 3 cameras at once is Marty Feldman. People, they ask me too, they say, how do people manage in dramatic scenes to bring tears to their eyes? How can actors turn on tears? Have you ever noticed when they are about to cry, they all go, and they come back and there's tears running out of their eyes. They've been pulling the hairs out of the nose. I don't do that. If I do it, I enjoy it, so I don't do it. Well, no matter. I must admit, I do like a booze. I don't drink a great deal. I really don't. People think, because I talk about it, that I drink. Get off! Get off! God! And you might notice, actually, as I sit, I do hold a glass. Not around the edge. I hold it with my finger on the inside. It's safer. I used to hold it with that one there. It was strong drink. It's getting very difficult to drink nowadays. 2 fellas chatting, one said, what is this thing they call a breathalyzer? He says, it is a bag that can tell how much you drank. He said, I married one of those bloody things. I got picked up, stopped, and I don't know about you, but I refuse to suffer the ignominy of standing in the middle of the night in the rain, blowing into a bag. I wouldn't do it. I couldn't find my mouth. And I am not masochistic enough to have them sticking needles in me, drawing my blood off. And there's only one other way to test whether I have alcohol in my bloodstream. And I did what they asked me to do. And I sat there and I waited, and after a while he came back. And I said, well, what about it? He said it is 98.2 alcohol, 8% water. Cheers. Get a fellow, little Englishman, slightly homesick in Paris. He gets a bit high. And his mind begins to work. And he goes to a house of what is loosely termed ill repute. Puts down £100 and he said, I would like to spend a night with the ugliest woman that you have. And the madam said, but monsieur, for £100 you could have the most beautiful of ladies. He said, I don't want to make love, I'm just homesick. We live, for some reason, have you noticed how aggressive people are becoming today? People are much more aggressive nowadays than they used to be. I mean, it's, even walking down the road nowadays, you say good morning to somebody and they grab you and say, what do you mean by that? Everybody seems to be aggressive. You get in a train. I was sitting in a train a couple of weeks ago, and there's a very large lady in one seat, some people standing, and a man sitting down, and she leant across and she said, if you were a gentleman, you would stand up and let one of those ladies sit down. And he said, if you were a lady, you'd stand up and let them both sit down. The aggressiveness actually comes out in drivers. You put a nice, gentle, kind fellow behind the wheel of a car, and suddenly he's a cross between a werewolf, Mr. Hyde, and Harvey Smith. I tell you, if you're ever driving and there's somebody aggressive about, just wait by the lights when they're red. Sit on the inside lane and sit there and wait until they draw up on the outside. And sit there and hold your wheel and rev your engine and go. I guarantee you, in 10 seconds, he is looking at you going. He's thinking you're going to try and get away at the lights before. Take your foot off. Go 2 feet. He's across the road. There was a time, actually, when aggressiveness was tempered by good manners in what we call the Code of Honor. And the Code of Honor was actually more important than life itself. People were more aggressive, or less aggressive, or were aggressive, but they were aggressive in a civilized manner.
Are you ready, gentlemen?
Monsieur, I will show you what a great fool you are. I am the greatest swordsman in the whole of France. Don't do that!
You only have a few seconds to live. Would you like to say a small prayer?
God, if you are there, prove it to me.
Thank you, God.
Fire!
Are you ready, gentlemen? Remember, this is a duel to the death. 10 paces, turn and fire. Okay, Smeaton. This town ain't big enough for both of us.
I happen to be the fastest gun in the West.
Gonna have to prove it. He might be the fastest gun in the West, but he sure is the worst shot. The one thing, actually, that puts a man above animals is his power to reason, to use his brain, and to use his ingenuity. And in actual fact, we are surrounded by examples of man's ingenuity. If you even take the television set, when you think of the years and time that Bird put into the development and the invention of the television set, and after years of struggling and striving, he eventually got a picture. And he called his wife into the room and he said, "Look at that." And she said, "Yes, very nice. What's on the other side?" And Bell, with his invention of the telephone, he invented the telephone and it was no good until he invented the second telephone. And then he invented the third telephone. And then he rang the second one and it was engaged. Even when you think of things like false eyelashes, that's ingenious. I don't know if you've come across them. I was in a bathroom for 10 minutes trying to kill one of the bloody things. But the pinnacle of man's ingenuity, I suppose, is in what we call transplants. And there will come a time, and we have transplants basically to prolong our life. And I suppose it'll come to a time where we can transplant every part of the human body, and nobody will die. Where are they going to get the spare parts from? Get the fellow who wants a brain transplant. And the surgeon said, "I have two brains. Here I have two brains. This is the brain of a psychiatrist. This is the brain of a politician. The psychiatrist's brain is 300 pounds. The politician's is 1,000 pounds. And the man said, "Does that mean that the politician's brain is greater?" He said, "No, it has never been used." All men have the gift of ingenuity. But there are only a few who have the ability to use this gift. And this has been proven time and time again, from ancient man right through to the modern age.
Will. There we are, lads. My latest invention. An arrow to shoot round corners.
That won't work, Robin.
What do you mean it won't work?
Well, an arrow shoots round corners, never.
I'll just prove you wrong, little John.
All right, then.
This will be a great asset in our fight against the Normans.
If it works.
It works. You'll take those words back in a few minutes, little John.
It won't work. See, told you it doesn't work. It does.
might remember in the last show I talked about the joys and pleasures of sitting down and reading a good book. Tonight, with the aid of our cameras and your television screens, we would, if we may, like to bring into your homes some of the great heroes and heroines of literature.
3 to east, 2 to south, approach the treasure from river mouth. 1 to north, 2 to west, there you'll find Flint's treasure chest. Many people have searched for Flint's treasure, but none have ever returned. It's be all mine soon. 1 pace forward, 2 paces back, and the treasure's mine.
Holmes, is it true that you can deduce absolutely anything?
Absolutely anything. For example, by the powers of deduction, I could deduce what is in each and every one of those cupboards.
It's incredible, Holmes. But I shall put you to the test. Now, what is there in this cupboard, for instance?
Elementary, my dear Watson. In that cupboard...
I've changed my mind. In this cupboard here.
In that cupboard there.
Yes.
You're quite sure you do not want to change your mind?
Quite sure.
Not that cupboard?
No, not that one.
That cupboard.
Yes.
In that cupboard, I would deduce that there is a tall gentleman, a scar on his face, a beard, wearing no trousers, and carrying a dinner gong.
To believe you. Good Lord. You're incredible, Holmes.
I know.
Absolutely incredible. God, dear.
Thank you, gentlemen. Same time tomorrow. Different dress.
Me, Tarzan! Me, Tarzan. Me, Tarzan. Me, Tarzan.
Me, Jane.
Him, Tarzan.
Rapunzel! Rapunzel! 'Tis I, your prince. Let down your hair.
There is no escape from the Chateau d'If, Monte Cristo.
I, Monte Cristo, condemned to spend 20 years in this hellhole. Condemned to spend 20 years without looking at a kind face or hearing good conversation. Oh, God. Oh. Chance to escape. If I try, I might escape.
last, a stone. It's loose. Now all I have to do... Lift it. After 10 years... Freedom.
Somebody over there twigged. And muttering to his wife, "The stones are going to fall down." There's a story actually about a man who for years toured the variety halls doing his song and dance act. And eventually he committed a crime and he was sentenced to 10 years in jail. And it nearly drove him mad in the prison. And he schemed and he thought and he planned an escape. And after 2 years, he finally got through the bars. And on the night, he pulled the bars back, dropped down into the big yard, ran across the yard. And all of a sudden, escape. And the lights, boom, went on. A big searchlight hit him right against the wall. And he stood there and he went, "She's a mile." To introduce the next part of the show, I need what we call a good introduction. But the items that I'm about to introduce bear no relationship to one another. Therefore, in an introduction of these items, it is very necessary to give some hint during the introduction of what is to come. Now, in introducing an introduction, the introduction by the very basis of what the introduction must stand for, and in this case I am talking about somebody who introduces something to make that introduction important. It is important not during the introduction to harm the items that you are about to introduce.
Oh, do get on with it.
I didn't know God watched the show.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
No.
He was there, and over there, that was Carruthers. Carruthers Smith. He was hyphenated.
Dreadful.
He wasn't one of my favorites. He had a reputation for scandal with women.
I do. Woman.
Oh, good Lord. Discuss it with
I wish I had messed with you chaps a long time ago.
Give me the goal.
Michael and Ronnie, enjoy that. They say behind every great man there is a woman. Behind Caesar there was Cleopatra. Behind Napoleon there was Josephine. Behind Nelson there was Lady Hamilton. And what happened? The men died and the women lived on and on and on. They say that God created the world. He created the rivers, the mountains, the trees. He created man, and from man, he created woman. And since then, he's never created anything. very different, actually. For example, you get the two women talking to one another and saying, I say, isn't that Mr. Carruthers across the road? Yes, he does. Yes, She said, doesn't he dress nicely? She said, yes, and very quickly, too. Look at a young lady who has been seduced for the very first time ever in a motor car, or anywhere else for that matter. And she begins to weep for things lost. And he said, darling, don't cry. What do you mean? What do you mean don't cry, pig? You man, pig! Don't worry about me, you said don't cry. I'm going to go home and tell my mommy and my daddy that I have been seduced twice. He said, I've only done it once. She said, you're going to do it again, aren't you? Despite what I say about women, what would we do without you? Despite of your kind of idiosyncrasies or your tantrums or your moods or your beauty, what would we do without you? It would be a queer world indeed.
Come in. Good morning. Sit down. Oh, please, sit down. Tell me what the trouble is.
Well, I was expecting to see Dr. Palmer. I always see Dr. Palmer when I come to surgery.
Oh, I see. Well, Dr. Palmer's away on holiday at the moment, and I'm looking after his patients for him. But don't let the fact that I'm a woman doctor embarrass you or inhibit you in any way. Anything you would say to Dr. Palmer, you can say to me.
Gregory, I love you.
I swore anybody who was unfaithful to me would die. You knew the consequences of your sin, and so you shall die. And you, Emily, and you, Maud, and Irene, and Jane, you shall all die. You're all warned.
At last to hold you in my arms. After 5 long years in the Holy Land. After 5 long years of dreaming of this moment.
At last, my lord, I've lain awake filled with a burning longing for my noble knight.
And now at last, after 5 long years, our dreams are about to come true.
Oh, my dear.
The key? What key? The key to your chest. Oh, my God. I've left the bloody thing in Jerusalem.
Fear not. I had a spare key cut years ago.
As far as I'm concerned, one of the greatest sources of humor is religion. I don't say it's the safest, but is, to me, the greatest. Because we, the Irish, we do tend to laugh at religion. We don't laugh. We laugh. Otherwise you get a telegram from Rome telling you you're finished. And we have within the Church of Rome what we call a confessional box, which I suppose to people who don't understand is like taking fire insurance. And you get the priest in there, and the young lady comes in there, and she says, Father, she said, I've been terrible sinful. He says, how? She said, I was out with my boyfriend last night. And he kissed me. And he cuddled me. And he made love 5 times. And
And the priest says, go home, get 7 lemons, squeeze the juice into a glass and drink it. She said, will that take the sin away from my soul? He said, no, but it'll take the smile off your face.
Actually, in telling gags about religion, I often wonder whether God has got a sense of humor. I hope he has. I'm in trouble if he hasn't. Mind you, it'd be very hard to tell a gag to, wouldn't he? I mean, you'd start it and he'd tell you the end. And you know something else I think about? Actually, I think about, does God believe in God? I mean, I believe in God, but who does he believe in? And if he doesn't believe in anybody, he's an atheist. And if he's an atheist, he'll never get to heaven. Because old Nick believes in God. And look what happened to him. I often think about, what does God look like? And there is only one man who has ever seen God. And I said to him, what does God look like? He said, she's black. Why do I look for humor in religion? In Ireland, we have a very old saying in which we say, you will always gather the most corn from a field that has the largest crop.
Would the mother of the child please step forward? Would the father of the child please step forward?
Are you ready, my son?
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I did. Oh, I did.
You did what?
You know how it is, Father.
I don't know how it is. We are all human in the eyes of God.
I find it slightly embarrassing. Could you possibly keep your voice down, please?
My son, you have committed no sin at all. You are no sin. I'll give you complete absolution.
Thank you, Father.
Next! Say farewell to Sir Richard Transome, one of the greatest actors of our time. A man who entertained us all for over 60 years in his Shakespearean roles upon the London stage. So ends a great and illustrious career. And if I might be so bold as to use a theatrical term, may I say, Sir Richard Transome is about to take the final cut.
When I go, if I go, I hope I go like that. One of the most human emotions that a human being can have is the emotion of fear. It is also the most stimulating. For some reason or other, people love to be frightened. And are you surprised, actually, when you think about the stories our parents told us, and we in turn pass on to our own children. We tell them about horrible giants, sinister bogeymen, never sleeping crocodiles with empty tummies, wild wailing wolves and wicked witches who wish to catch little children, cook them and eat them. We create in them a fear of darkness and things that might go bump in the night. And they sit in their little beds with their little eyes wide open and their thumb. That's all they have for security. And they suck it. And then what do? We tell them about the great, long, red-legged scissorman, whose sole purpose in life is to come in and snip the thumbs off thumb-sucking children. And then we tuck them in, give them a kiss, and say, "Sleep well, darling." The Sandman is coming. He will come along and sprinkle sand into your eyes, and you will sleep. Have you ever tried to go to sleep with the thought of some lunatic walking about the house with a big bag of sand? It is said that we have nothing to fear but fear itself. But did the man who said that ever have to spend a night alone in a house, knowing that somewhere, something or somebody was waiting in the darkness, ready to pounce?
We must hide. Emma.
Daddy is good at hide and seek.